Parker is battling his own issues. The only ground he can find is frozen solid, and the price of extracting the gold is soaring. We need gold because we're in the red. Could it be that the gold was merely a showpiece? After a grueling season 15, Parker's group failed to reach their goal, leaving everyone to question if it was all for nothing. But something unthinkable happened when it came time to receive paid. The checks they cashed were enormous, much more than the value of the gold alone could support. It's quite a bit, and I have a lot to take in. For me, the fight is just getting started. Yes, you also need me to prevail in the conflict. I have to be your staunchest ally in this situation. You'll enjoy yourself here, I believe. I believe you'll succeed. So, where did you get all that extra money? Parker's secret financial playbook and the show's hidden economy hold the key to the truth. The astounding statistics and the true reason Parker's group consistently wins, even when they lose, will be revealed soon. Season 15 was going to be Parker Schnabel's triumph lap, when millions aren't enough. 10,000 ounces of gold was the young gun of the Yukon's utterly ridiculous target. Let us consider something in a different light. That's almost $30 million worth of pure gold, or more than 600 pounds. Legends are made about this type of target. However, the Yukon always has other plans, as they say. Things went bad right away. The weather deteriorated. Compared to a concrete wall, the permafrost was thicker. And if someone even glanced at the multi-million-dollar machinery incorrectly, it appeared to break down. Are you ready? Yes, indeed. It's just that, man, that thing popping like that is pretty crazy. Indeed. Yes. Broke the end of it right off the eye. Yes. Broke immediately. I can figure out a way to get this thing out of here, though. There was a great deal of pressure. Known for his unwavering determination, Parker pushed his crew to new heights. We're talking about working 16-hour days every day for months at a time. This isn't your average 9-to-1. It's a soul-crushing, exhausting marathon with no end in sight. When you think about it, it's humorous. These men are working in frigid mud for twice as long as most people moan about an 8-hour shift. Parker had to make a difficult decision, since the ideal of 10,000 ounces swiftly turned into a nightmare, because he had no weekends off. He lowered the target to 8,000, which is more achievable. The challenge was real, despite the lesser expectations. It was a daily struggle. Tens of thousands of dollars in wasted time could result from a single malfunction on a wash plant, such as Big Red or Slucifer. The crew was exhausted, both psychologically and physically. Despite their best efforts, the gold was simply not appearing in the necessary amounts. The last way in was a stomach punch after all the blood, perspiration, and filth. 6,837 ounces were mined. That's an incredible $18.3 million worth of gold. Regards, Tony. Regards, Tony. Yes, if we cover all that ground this year, that should be a crowded location. Yes, this location really comes alive once Lucifer is in motion. Continue your excellent work. Many thanks, everyone. Regards. I also appreciate you returning this year. That's a huge achievement to anybody else. However, it felt like a failure to a crew that had been pursuing a far larger number. Parker Schnabel had missed his aim for the first time in 14 years of mining. Their expressions spoke for themselves. They suffered a beating. They were unaware, however, that the actual payout would soon turn this setback into their greatest victory ever. However, half the narrative was revealed by the gold count, taking the money out of Hell's Acre. What does Parker's crew's salary actually look like after a season that nearly drove them to the edge? Things really start to blow your head at this point. Now let's discuss the brass tacks. On Parker's team, an entry-level miner who is just getting started makes about $28 per hour. That seems decent enough already, doesn't it? It goes far beyond a lot of hard blue-collar jobs. Here's the catch, though. Under Parker, an average workweek consists of almost 75 hours. If you do the arithmetic, the new guy is making roughly $2,590 a week in gross revenue. That novice miner can earn almost $65,000 over the course of a 6-month mining season. And that's before bonuses are even factored in. That's only the beginning. For the more seasoned crew members, the situation is very different. Having so much gold and this much ground is just really annoying. And given the financial issues we're currently dealing with, it might as well not exist at all. The guys who have worked for a few seasons and are at the median level are making more than $34 per hour. However, the skilled laborers, heavy machinery operators, mechanics, and foremen receive the actual money. Seasonal incomes for these goldfield veterans might reach between $80,000 and $100,000. Additionally, some of the crew's top talent, those who can virtually smell the gold, are earning up to $150,000 in a single season. Consider that. It would be like packing 18 months of labor into 6 months. Although the remuneration is amazing, every cent of it has been earned. Additionally, Parker offers the entire team free housing and meals for the duration of the season. That benefit alone saves each employee thousands and thousands of dollars in a remote area like the Yukon. It's a package deal that turns pure fatigue into a huge bank account, making the harsh hours worthwhile. Bonuses, frank honesty, and brotherhood. You don't work 16-hour days in the bitterly cold Yukon for a respectable hourly wage. Let's face it, something else is happening here. Parker's group returns year after year because of this potent dynamic. It begins with his performance-based bonus system, a straightforward yet ingenious tactic. Parker is aware of human nature. He is aware of this in order to maintain his team's superhuman speed. They require a stake in the outcome, not just a salary. The larger the bonus check at the conclusion of the season, the more gold they extract from the ground. It is a method that aligns everyone's goals and turns a job into a mission. They have money in their pocket for each ounce of gold in the sell box. But not everyone can benefit from this arrangement. The division is obvious. Entry-level workers and night truck drivers are not eligible for these bonuses. Although their efforts are crucial, they are not thought to have a direct influence on the gold total. Creating an internal hierarchy where some have the opportunity to make a fortune while others are capped at their pay is a brutal reality of the industry. However, Parker has created a structure that encourages strong loyalty even for those men. He is renowned for being straightforward, honest, and equitable. There are no hidden motives or secrets. He takes care of you if you stay, but if you're not satisfied, the door is always open. Since time costs money, it's like not running out of money to me. Although I'm not sure if this is the proper course of action, I am aware that what we were doing was incorrect. Herein is the true genius of his business, the implicit advantages. It is a logistical and financial nightmare to provide free lodging and meals for a whole team in one of the most isolated and hostile locations on the planet. Parker bears the whole cost of those expenses, but saving his crew money isn't the only goal. The goal is to create a tribe. Bonds are stronger than any contract when you live, eat, and breathe mud together for 6 months in a row. When the equipment malfunctions and the gold vanishes, it is this sense of belonging, this fraternity built in the frozen soil, that sustains morale. It serves as the binding agent for the entire operation. That explains why so many of these guys have stuck by you throughout the years. They arrive there because of the pay, but they stay because of the respect and friendship they share. However, such enormous wages are only the beginning. The gold is dwarfed by the hidden TV salary. This is the key that makes all the difference. Their revenue comes from more than just the gold they extract from the earth. The television program itself is the actual moneymaker, Gold Rush. Their mining incomes seem insignificant compared to the salary they receive from appearing on one of the Discovery Channel's most popular shows. Most viewers never even think about this, but it's the ultimate wow factor. Let's examine these utterly astounding figures. According to estimates, the salary for mine bosses like Parker Schnabel, Tony Beats, and Rick Ness ranges from $25,000 to $30,000. There are roughly 20 episodes in a Gold Rush season on average. Parker might earn nearly $500,000 a season, simply for appearing on screen. If you do the arithmetic, the bosses are not the only ones who profit though. The familiar faces that operate the machinery and weigh the gold, the supporting cast members can get up to $10. for each episode in which they participate. $152.3. More than $380,000, but not quite what Parker desired. The television earnings of a key crew member alone could range from $200,000 to $600,000 over the course of a season. Their already substantial mining income is topped off by this. The sum of money is nearly unfathomable. It goes without saying that not everyone is treated equally. The seasoned cast members with years of experience, such as Parker, command the largest shares. Before they can bargain for such higher prices, newcomers must demonstrate their value. That's the nature of the entertainment industry. The entire presentation is reframed by this hidden source of revenue. Although the show provides a huge financial safety net, the urge to discover gold is nevertheless strong because it drives the plot. It clarifies why they are able to take such significant chances, such as Parker's $15 million acquisition of Dominion Creek. They're not merely placing bets on the ground's riches. They are placing a wager on the drama that will ensue from pursuing it. And that drama is worth its weight in gold for the TV network. However, what does all of this mean for Parker's own wealth? The CEO of Gold is more than a child. When you stand back and really consider Parker Schnabel's trajectory, it's almost unbelievable. He was more than just a legend's grandson. He turned a family inheritance into a gold-plated empire while still a teenager. But when did he actually become into the modern-day mining titan that he is today? You need to go back to Season 9, when he not only met, but also totally destroyed expectations. Imagine extracting more than 7,400 ounces of gold from the earth. There was more to the haul than a record. It was valued at more than $8 million. Our season total is 427.250, since our gold is 7,007. And Parker Schnabel just wouldn't turn around after that. Was that an anomaly, though? A season that comes only once? His operation exceeded $10 million very next year. It was even more telling during the global shutdown, when everything came to a complete stop. Parker's group not only made it through, but flourished. They made an incredible $14 million from the astounding 7,500 ounces they brought in. Although the numbers are astounding, the true question is raised. What does Parker get out of all that gold that is emerging from the earth? His personal take-home salary, according to sources, ranges from a healthy $600,000 to $1 million per season from the mining operation alone. You're only looking at one part of a much bigger financial system, though, if you believe that's the end of the tale. What about his enormous salary from television? That must be combined with a wide range of additional revenue sources that elevate him above the status of a mere miner. Profitable sponsorships, merchandise sales, broadcast royalties, and paid guest appearances are all on the table. What does everything sum up to, then? Parker Schnabel amassed a fortune before he even turned 30, with an estimated total net worth of over $10 million. As you sit there, you may be asking yourself, is this thing for real? Are crews really paid that much? Is it true that a young man like Parker runs a multi-million-dollar business and makes millions of dollars every year? The dazzling figures may entice one to believe that this is a simple route to wealth. However, we overlook the most crucial information if we stop there: the crushing burden of danger. He bears full responsibility for the operation, the land leases, the gasoline, the million-dollar machinery, the ongoing repairs, and that enormous payroll. He takes everything out of his pocket first. The staff is still paid even in the event of a genuinely disastrous season. Parker's neck is at stake. There's more to that loyalty than money. It's a profound admiration for the man who regularly finds a way to win, despite betting it all each year. The risks are as great as the rewards in this high-stakes game. Thus, even during a poor season, the crew makes a lot of money. But does your perspective of their fight for gold change after learning about the enormous TV paychecks? For more behind-the-scenes insights, like and subscribe.